alam, mga pagsubok na bigla na lang dumadaan. Tandaan, ikaw ay may kasama. Oh,
Mga pangarap natin ay hindi mabubura, kahit malayo o mabagal ang pagpunta. Tandaan, ikaw ay may kasama.
Mapatong-patong man, mga problema ay laging magagawan natin ang paraan. Asahan lagi kang may karamay. Ako ang iyong kasama, hindi mag-iisa sa araw-araw. Hindi ka na ulit matatakot. Liwanag mo o dilim, ako'y nandito.
Ikaw ang karamay, kasama ka sa lakbay ng buhay. Ikaw ang dahilan sa tagumpay, bawat pagsubok ay panalo, pagkat ikaw ang kasama.
Ako ang kasama, wow, kasama.
Ikaw ang
Kasama,
wow, basta tayong dalawa'y magkasama. May mga panahong madami kang kailangan at
mga tanong sa isip mo'y hindi masagutan.
tandaan, ikaw ay may kasama.
Kung minsan ay mukhang malayo ang ating lakbay,
Pag lumingon ka lang, ako'y iyong kaakbay.
tandaan, ikaw ay may kasama. Mapatong-patong man, mga problema ay laging magagawan natin ang paraan. Asahan lagi kang may karamay. Ako ang iyong kasama, hindi mag-iisa sa araw-araw. Hindi ka na ulit matatakot. Liwanag mo o dilim, ako'y nandito.
Ikaw ang karamay, kasama ka sa lakbay ng buhay. Ikaw ang dahilan sa tagumpay, bawat pagsubok ay panalo, pagkat ikaw ang kasama.
Yeah, kasama mo ko gaano man ito palayo. Kahit saan ito patungo, di hindi ito magbabago. Kung tayo maligaw, ipikit lang ang mata. Sigaw ng puso, isa. Hindi mag-iisa sa araw-araw. Hindi ka na ulit matatakot. Liwanag mo o dilim, ako'y nandito.
Kasama ka sa lakbay ng buhay. Ikaw ang dahilan sa tagumpay, bawat pagsubok ay panalo, pagkat ikaw ang kasama. Basta tayong dalawa'y magkasama.
Welcome to our next session. The world of cryptocurrency and NFTs is intriguing but can be daunting without the right strategies. To navigate these digital waters, please welcome the founder of Traders Apprentice Pilipinas, a leading online community of Filipino traders and wealth creators, and is also chairman emeritus of Philstocks Financial Inc., Mr. Tony Herbosa.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to Heinz, my good friend, again for inviting me to talk about crypto and the art of wealth creation using crypto. It's very exciting because we're almost less than a year before the Bitcoin halving. So as you know, what happens is almost a year after the Bitcoin halving is where you have the parabolic move. That's where a lot of fortunes can be made. For my age, I'm not really the one who's supposed to talk about cryptocurrencies, but it's something that I naturally gravitated to. As you know, people who know me in the stock market, in the PSE, I had a motto. I always told my OFW followers, never buy blue chips. And people think, why do you say that? Well, it's simple. You should buy the next blue chips, right? The time to have bought Jollibee was when it was 5 pesos. If I'm going to tell you to buy Jollibee at 300 pesos so it can go to 350, I'm wasting your time, right? Why? Because while you're trying to make money from stocks, or you're trying to make money from crypto, what's happening? 2010, Novali was 6,000 per square. Novali today is 45,000, 40,000 per square, right? So you're left behind. Diba? I remember 2010, I was buying Mega World at 50 cents. Ayala Lalabang was 500 square meters was being sold at 19,000 per square meter. All right. Today, Ayala Labang is 250,000 per square meter. So no matter what we do, property, prime property in the Philippines can always beat stocks and maybe even crypto, given the right time frame. So having said that, let me share my slides. Because I only have 30 minutes. We'll do Q&A. So I'll talk for 25 minutes. Let me share my slides here. There you go. I hope it's clear to everyone. Let me do this. There. So it's clear to everyone. So for me, being a follower, maybe a follower, and if I could read, you cannot consider yourself a top member unless you've attended the overview. So I give this overview every now and then. And the overview is maybe 60 slides, PowerPoint slides, to make people understand what the mindset is to make it in this game. No? So very important is how to focus on the mindset, because a lot of people think that trading or investing, or especially crypto, is like being a striker in the octagon. When in fact, you also have to be a submission specialist. So there's times when you have to huddle. You cannot be trying to jump in and out and try to sell and try to outperform the market in the short term. Diba? So how exactly are you supposed to use those principles in trading? That's something that over the past 30 years since I was a trader in the 1990s, I've applied. And one thing about me is I never got attracted to blue chips. For me, the game was always to make bodega in the next blue chips. I don't know if you know this, but the dude who was buying Jollibee at 5 pesos, at 7 pesos when it had 20 stores, buying Jollibee at 12 pesos before it got to 300, was the richest man in the Philippines, Tatang, because I knew he's broken. So he'd be buying Jollibee when it was 5, 7, 10, 12, 15 pesos, all the way to 300 pesos, was the richest man in the Philippines, because he saw Jollibee was doing in SM Mega Mall. So, but first, let me explain where we are, and let me start where this whole problem and why cryptocurrency has taken off. And let me start with this. It is the globalist stranglehold, which is the City of London, the Vatican, and the Washington, D.C. These three tri-states are not part of any country. The City of London is not part of UK, Vatican is not part of Italy, and Washington, D.C. Is a U.S. corporation, not part of the United States. People don't know that, right? And so this is the globalist. So once you understand the globalist, you'll understand that a lot of things that have to do with these central bank digital currencies are being pushed by the globalists who control most of central banking in the world. So what you're going to have now, and that's why it's sort of an exciting phase where we are, is there is now a war between the new guards and the old guards, right? The old guards being the Khazarian mafia, the globalists. So what will happen? Will the CBDC win, or will the people's money win, which is Bitcoin, right? That is the war. We're in a war right now, a monetary war between the people who want the old order, the petrodollar order, which is again now being destroyed by what I call the next line. So what you have is the globalists. I don't know if you heard of Operation Paperclip. Now in Canada, it's a big fuss about the Nazis who end up in Canada. You may not know this, but even NASA was founded by a Nazi. So a lot of these things, even Kennedy, who was opposed to the central banking, the printing of money endlessly, he was assassinated. So once you know this, you know the war that is being set in front of us. And it's a war that's kind of weird. It's many layers. There's Trump, there's MAGA, there's Patriot, there's Putin, who kicked out Rothschild and Soros. So all of this is so magulo, di ba? So this is sort of the thing that we have to unravel. Who will win this war? Will it be the central bank digital currencies, the 15-minute cities, Agenda 21? The globalists, they control UN Agenda 21, NATO, G7, WPO, WHO. And then on one end now is we have BRICS, which is now questioning the petrodollar. Mohammed bin Salman is accepting Chinese currency and Russian currency, and not just the petrodollar. If you remember your history, Gaddafi was bombed and killed simply because he was thinking of not using the petrodollar. So there's a shift now that's happening between what I call the new guards, which is the BRICS country. And you can join my group, my Telegram group, but we already know there are the white hats, which is the aligned with Trump, and the MAGA and the Patriots, anti-globalists, are also part of this syndicate. So here you have, this is basically the word: gold, Bitcoin versus petrodollar, the Great Awakening versus those who want the Great Reset, which is towards socialism, North versus South, BRICS versus the G7, NATO, UN, Africa now is with BRICS. The world is in the flux. And I think, and I hope, crypto will win, because if crypto wins, we're all made. That's basically my message to a lot of you guys. And then having said that, how do we position and bodega for these changes that's happening in the world? This is a global shift in the world order, right? Here, this picture of Mohammed bin Salman laughing at Biden. You didn't understand the significance of that, what that means. And let me also tell you a piece of information, just so you understand the level of warfare that's going on is also in information warfare. So if you're just watching CNN, you're doomed, right? You have to go to Twitter. So all the crypto guys I know, my members, they have a Telegram chat on how to be fully awake in this. Guess who funded Elon Musk when he bought Twitter? It was Mohammed bin Salman. So Saudi Arabia. It was one of the BRICS. So try to understand what that means. Okay, so how do we bet? How do we make money out of this? In the stock market, I was known to have told people, just buy one or two stocks. Focus on the second liners. Focus on the next blue chips. Sir Tony, thank you for your guidance. I am new to stock trading. I have been investing since 2008. In 2017, he found out that his money in mutual funds shrunk from 1.7 to 1.35 million. Then he was thanking me later, said, my money now is 6 million. So how did he become worth 6 million and even cover these paper losses? Then I have this other guy I got into now. Again, now in IDC, we were buying them in 2015 at 2 pesos. All right. And then the idiots, the people who just follow me in social media without understanding that mindset, they bought IDC when it was at 10, 12, 20 pesos. Now also went to 20. So these two stocks I sponsored or I like went from 2 to 20 pesos. And there are people who are not traders, they try to chase it. They bought at 15 pesos. Of course, they got burned. But the real tapper who followed me, we had IDC, we had now the two stocks that took off at 2 pesos, 3 pesos, 4 pesos. So none of us got burned. So knowing how to trade is very important in this game. How did we translate this to crypto? This all in Twitter. You can look at it. March 18, I think this is 2021. Sumabay ako kay Maestro. I made 9 to 10x, 156 votes. I made 6 to 8x in this bull market, 146 votes. My largest bagger was 2x. I made 103 votes. And there's a couple who made 23x in Cardano. So Cardano is one of my favorites. I was telling people to buy Bitcoin only in 2019. 2020, I told them to buy the large caps, the second liners. And 2021, we bought into the low cap gems. So low cap gems, you don't really know who will make it. Some will fail, some can be hacked, some can be rug pulled. So the best thing to do with low cap gems, I call them the 100x gems, like the next Dogecoin, the next Shiba Inu, is just buy 5. Buy 5, do your research, and the 5 you buy, just buy 20% each. Do not put all your eggs only in low cap gems. You have to, the whole plan is when you get to 2025 and the market is peak, is you sell the low cap gems that has become 20x, 30x, 50x for more Bitcoin, for more USDT, for more Cardano. So that's the game. That's how we're playing this game. The game is to identify your multi-cycle coins. My multi-cycle coins is Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano. Maybe INJ, maybe one. That's about it. Bitcoin maybe, but my plan is to sell my one cycle coins, the coins that I haven't really figured out if they can last for more than cycle. But if some of my low cap gems show promise as a multi-cycle coins, then I will keep 50%, 70% of them. So as you can see, it's the art of trading. This is very important, and you attend my seminars, you know how to. Okay, what are the principles of TAP? Very quickly, you must embrace chaos. If you're afraid of the volatility, get away from crypto. You never make it. You have to examine how you bet and how you focus your firepower. If you're an OFW owning $20,000 and you spread over 30 cryptos, you're doing it wrong because yours spread too thinly. Right? We focus on the big movers and we must pyramid the volume. So as you ride the cycle from Baclaran to Monumento, and in this cycle, that's 2023 to 2025, Baclaran to Monumento, halfway, you must be able to shift to the faster horses. Right? And the horses that are either laggards, the rug pull, or they're stuck somewhere, or they're not progressing well, you must be able to shift that. That's basically how I do it. No? So I had the low cap gem, NPXS, that did well in 2021. A lot of tappers who followed me did 50x on that. Use it to buy Cardano. Use that to buy BNB. Use it to buy Ethereum or Bitcoin. So embrace the uncertainty, because uncertainty and chaos, when there's volatility, that's the thing that will make us rich, right? If there's no volatility like UITF, it's useless. Right? There is no certainty, there's only adventure. You have to focus your firepower. If you're the son of Hennessy and you have 1 billion to invest, yeah, you can buy everything. You can buy Meralco, PLDT, San Miguel, Megaworld. But if you're an OFW, you have $20,000, $50,000 to invest, you have to be very selective. You have to focus your firepower to the fastest horse. And I'll teach you that later on as I go through my slides. And also, lastly, this is the thing I want to explain. I don't use short-term charts. You know, the FX seminars, you know, when they tell you buy in and out, and as if you're a striker and you can always outbox and outstrike someone else. Whereas the whole market is also using the same charts that you're using. But that's stupid. The real way to make money in this game is to buy at the bottom of a market. And I think the PSE, I already bought in the PSE for the next wave up. For crypto, the time to buy is now. And the time to sell is about a year after the halving. So that's April, May 2025. You have to look at the formations. So these are the formations I like. I like these big swing formations. Yung talagang gulping-gulpe here in Baclaran, MRC, PXP now. That's where I bodega them. Cardano, why did I like it? It's the same formation as now. It's the same formation as stocks. Cardano collapsed 130 to 1 cent during that last bear market 2018. 130 to 1 cent. Everybody called it a rug pull. Everybody said, wala na yan. That's dead. That's dead. That's exactly why I bought it. Because I understood Cardano. I listened to Charles Hoskinson. I knew this guy is the Steve Jobs of crypto, Charles Hoskinson. I just listened to him in YouTube. And I bodega Cardano. So let me tell you the story. There's a 28-year-old guy from TAP who bodega 1 million Cardano at 1 cent. Actually, he's also my advisor. He's good. So he bought 1 million Cardano at 1 cent. Then 2021, Cardano peaked at $3. He's 28, 29 years old. He's worth $3 million. Before, he used to drive a beat up Hyundai. The last time I saw him, he was driving an R8. He was driving an R8 Audi, right? So if you're going to talk to me about life changing, this is the place to be. Crypto is the place to be. Now, people say, how about NFT? Okay, I'll tell you something. The problem with NFTs is, bilihin nyo na NFT if you have made 100x in your crypto. if your Cardano has gone to $6, $7, your Bitcoin is now $200,000, $300,000, or your BNB is now $4,000 or $3,000. Let's talk about NFT. But before that, why are we going to talk about NFT? It's a distraction, right? Unless you're an artist, then do NFT and produce it. But to trade NFT, that's sort of a waste of time. As you can see, the formations of the stocks I like now, Bitcoin, are hyperwaves. Gold also had an hyperwave formation, as you can see here. So Cardano, since we were buying at 1 cent, 6 cents, went up to $3. This next cycle, I see Cardano going higher than $3. My target is $5, $6. You hodl the right assets. This is the Makati Villages. Look at the price of Forge Park in 1982, 1,750 pesos per square meters. Those who bought in Forge Park never sold their Forge Park. Money is made by sitting, not trading. For me, the way to look at wealth is your asset positioning and your cash flow. But the real wealth creators over time will be the asset positioner. So in other words, you can have a good cash flow, but if you don't know which assets to position, you're doomed. Right? I don't care if you're a PBA player or you're a starlet or you have a lot of, you're an actress or something. If you have cash flow now, that is also the problem. Because in my seminars, I never had a PBA player go to my seminar. I never had an actress or a starlet celebrity go to my seminar. Why? Because they already felt rich. They had cash flow. But here's the problem. You watch TV Patrol, the basketball player, ex-PBA player, he's in the hospital, he doesn't have money, or the starlet before in the 1980s is now selling calendaria food, What happened to them? They didn't know how to position in the assets that will make them rich, right? They had cash flow. Everybody can get cash flow at one point in his life. But if they don't know what assets to position, it's useless, right? You will be left behind in 10 years. So that's sort of my mastery is I focus on property, prime property, stocks, crypto, sometimes even art. But NFT art is last. You have to think of if you're not rich, the way to get rich is you have to think in terms of baggers. So 400,000, you make a 3-bagger in a crypto, it becomes 1.2. Then you move on to your next bagger, it becomes 3 million. And later it becomes 10 million. So your 400,000 becomes 10 million. That's how we play it in the stocks or in crypto within TAP. We focus on baggers. Cardano is a bagger. Pwede. BNB, yes, maybe Bitcoin is less of a bagger. So buy less Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin can only do 3x or 5x, but the others will do 10x, 100x. I told people to leave the PSE in 2018 and buy crypto, buy Bitcoin. One Bitcoin at $3,000. A lot of people laughed at me. Today, the PSE is even lower than where it was at $8,000. So PSE is on a bear wave. But there is still a wave 5 for the PSE. So if we make money on crypto, Bitcoin, Cardano, I'm definitely going back to PSE, and I didn't give up some of my bodegas in the PSE. Now, why are we talking about crypto? First, the beauty of crypto, unlike stocks, is the value accrues to the token holder. So, in other words, if you own Cardano, you own the network. You're part owner of Cardano. You don't have to buy the stocks of Cardano. There are no stocks. So you're direct owner of the network, right? So that's exactly why crypto is very exciting. You are an owner of a Web3 network. If you can look at the PSE, that's why I told everyone to leave the PSE at wave 4, 2018, is because Bitcoin is 10, 12 years old. Bitcoin still has a long way to go versus the PSE, which is already going to its final wave 5. And then we're going to have a steep correction after that. You can look at a bull cycle. Ethereum was $7 in January 2017. In 12 months, it became 700. So if you catch the market at the right time, it's a multi-bagger, right? So like I said, this is the time to buy. 1 year before the halving, and the time to sell is a year after the halving. How exciting is crypto? Well, I use this Tim Draper is like one of my idols. He's looking at 250,000 Bitcoin. I think it can be attained by 2025, maybe 2025. It's possible. Nevertheless, the key lang now is just to keep buying because Bitcoin will always go up. It will always go up is because it's based on the Metcalfe's law or the network effect. So in other words, Metcalfe's law is the value of a network is n to the 2 based on the number of subscribers. So if there are only 2 of us in the network, the value of the network is n squared. But Facebook today is 2 billion people. So the value of Facebook is n to 2 billion. Diba? So Bitcoin, when I bought it at $3,000, the value of the Bitcoin network was 30 million users, n to 30. Today, Bitcoin is 130 million users. So that's n to 130 billion. So the Bitcoin network is growing. The Cardano network is growing. Hopefully, my Kcoin network, the small cap giants I like 4Token and Kitty, they will also continue grow, right? As long as they have a good use case. You can see here on the charts, the parabolic phase is a year after the red line. That's when you get the spike. But the market starts to inch up 1 year before the halving. So the next halving is April 2024. The time we will get rich is 4, 5, 6 months after that, up to the 12 month. This, to me, you can screenshot this. For me, this chart is very conservative. 150,000, 200,000 by 2025 all-time high, which is mid-2025, like I said. And then 2028 is a halving. 2029, 1 year after the halving, we can see 400 to 600. This is on the assumption the things status quo. It's very conservative. But again, I go back to my first slide. We don't really know. Because if the petrodollar collapses and the BRICS win, who's pushing gold and crypto and Bitcoin, then we have a different game. You might have a situation where Bitcoin is used for trading and not the petrodollar anymore. Diba? So that's why I go back to my first slide. I don't know if you all get a copy of my first slide. Is we now have the fight between the Khazarian Jews, the old guards, Rothschild, Soros, WEF, and the new guards who are BRICS and who are the patriots in the States, and Twitter, funded by Mohammed bin Salman. Elon is also part of the new guards. A lot of things why the old model run by the old guards, the Khazarian petrodollar mafia, the private West on central banking cabal is imploding, IMF, etc., all these guys. It's because global debt is at all-time high. Everywhere you look, they have maximized the money printing. But they printed money left and right. So all of this is coming to an end. And where the PSE will stand, where a BSP will stand, are we going to be with the petrodollar or are we going to be with the BRICS? I don't know. I don't know who will win, but I'm hoping that crypto and anti-Khazarian, anti-globalist cabal wins. So you have Gensler, Gary Gensler, the deep state in the States, Biden, they're all pushing for the Khazarian money, which is the petrodollar. And you have the Republicans, a lot of them are anti-globalists. So they are with the new guards, they're not against the old guard banking system. Okay, how to milk a crypto? Let me just go through this very quickly. Money is made by sitting, not trading. It takes time to make money. And so jumping in and out of the boat, that's not where the money is. You have to buy in Baclaran. Don't sell in FB Harrison. Don't sell in Ayala Avenue. Don't sell in Guadalupe. The idiots are those who ride in Ayala Avenue and they make money and they sell in Shaw Boulevard and they say, oh, I'm a genius. I made $300,000. You're an idiot, because the real money is to be made in Baclaran and we sell in Monumento. Monumento, guys, is 2025, April, May, June. If you follow me, I'll give you the signal. But it's too early to be selling or to be crying now. This is the time to buy. So in my case, I have the big caps, but I'm also buying the low cap gem because I only need one low cap gem to be the next Shiba. I only need one low cap gem to be the next Kcoin. And I mean, Kcoin hit a market cap of $100 million. We were buying it in top at $1 million. When it hit a market cap of 100, we made 100x. So okay, that's how money is made. The way you should bet: choose five low-cap gems. One, two, three, four, five. Put 20% each. Or choose Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, Ethereum, BNB. Choose five. It doesn't matter. Just choose always five. Later, the market will tell you where to add. Add to your winners. You sell the laggards and the losers. It's that simple. Trading is, you don't have to be smart to make real money in trading. All you do is you let the market decide if you should add to your Cardano or you should add into Ethereum. Should I add more Bitcoin or should I add more Ford token? The market will tell you based on what's moving as we get to the run. So right now it's just preposition. We're in Baclaran, or in FB Harrison, but as we get to Ayala Avenue, Guadalupe, Shaw Boulevard face of the market, you can already feel which ones are your runners, which ones are going to make you rich. But you have to shift to them, konti-konti, because you have limited bullets. Like I said, you have to focus your firepower. And at the end of the day, when you only have one or two, 90% of your money should be on your winners. And 0 to 5% of your money can be on your losers. So the name of the game as a trader is cut your losers, right, and roll your profits, then add to winners. So this game is that simple. The market selects the crypto or stocks you will hold long term. If it loves you back, stick with her. Parang girlfriend yan. You can court 5 girls or maybe date 5. But the one who loves you back, doon ka. Diba? Tanga ka ba? Diba you date 5 girls and one you give her an iPhone and then she doesn't even text you. She doesn't even respond to you. The other one is like, so it's the same thing. The art of betting. If you're a man, you know how to bet. Because if you don't know how to bet, you're never going to get anywhere as a man, right? So market tells you what stocks crypto you should hold on to. Now, Cardano has loved me because I saw Cardano grow from 6 cents to $3. I sold a few at $3, $2, 2.50, and that already made my average cost collapse to zero. So my average cost in my Cardano is zero. So for the little I sold at $2 and above. Market bets for you. Market tells you where to bet. I'm almost done. We'll have Q&A. Some of the most useful and profound trading maxims are asininely simple, which is why most people are overly analytical. Watch out, MBA, CFA, CPAs, PhDs, you'll have a hard time making money because you're too bookish. Overly analytical, have a hard time being successful in this business. So what is asinine? Asinine is extremely stupid. Kasi kung medyo tanga ka, medyo bobo ka, you're not trying to be a genius. You have an edge. In a bull market, the game is to buy and hold until you believe the bull market is near its end. So 2025, that's when we will start to look at the market on a month-to-month, week-to-week basis. But for now, this is bodega stage. This is not the time to be crying. Rug pull ako. If you lost money in a crypto that collapsed 10x, then shift it to another crypto that is beautiful and you believe in it, that also collapsed 8x or 9x or 10x. Right? It's that simple. This is the time to be reallocating your priorities, which are the 5 gems for the large caps and 5 gems for the low cap gems you should be positioning. And then from here, when on a bull run, actual bull run, you can shift now to based on which one is running. Sometimes you give the others time to catch up. Kasi kung minsan ganun ang market may trader. I had Cardano, I had Engine, and there was a time Engine was flying ahead of Cardano. I sold some Cardano to put in Engine, and then later Engine collapsed and Cardano started to fly. It's like that. It's part of the game. You're never going to get it 100% correct. As long as the stock is acting right and the market is acting right, do not be in a hurry to take profits. Sit in the bus. Focus on volume versus price. Focus on volume versus. The key is to have life-changing volume. Thank you very much. Can we now go to Q&A? How do we do this? How do I know what's the question? There,
Sir
Chief, thank
Tony,
you.
hello.
Give me the questions. Thank you.
Yes, I will, sir. If first, please follow Sir
Yes.
Tony. Twitter,
Yes.
Tony88981. Follow him for updates. Sir Tony, let's get right on to the questions. Is buying cryptos and NFTs still good in 2023?
Yeah,
Follow-up
thank you.
question. How do you minimize, Sir Tony, risk in investing in them?
Yeah. First of all, the way you minimize risk is you have to look at it from a macro perspective. It's easier for
Mm,
me because I have property. I've had property, I have stocks that have gone up quite a lot. The biggest property I bought was 1996. I never sold it. So it's gone up quite a lot. It's in a village. So the best way you manage risk is you have some on property. If you can afford property, you have some in stocks. And then you put a little in crypto and parang baby steps. I'm not saying all your investable funds, put it all in crypto, di ba? Now, within
mm,
crypto, I would kasi ang 10x ano is mga the Bitcoin and the Cardano. These are mga 10x yan. So Bitcoin, 25,000 to 150,000, that's not even 5x, di ba? That's like 3x something only or closer to 4x. But so choose five that you like and do your research now. This is the time to do research. I like Cardano. I've done, I listen to Charles Hoskinson, and I know he's the Steve Jobs of crypto. So I like him. He's a little slow, yung Cardano, pero he knows exactly what he's doing. And then I like, you must always have a Bitcoin. That's a multi-cycle coin. I don't know if you like, ako Ethereum, parang I'm 50-50, but I have enough Ethereum. I bought at $200. So have five. And there's a low-cap gems, have five. So low-cap gems could be the ones your Barcada said, ito okay, gano'n. Just do a due diligence on them. I actually have the 4 token Onigiri. I know the devs and they already announced ownership, so they do not control the code. So on the Onigiri Kitty and 4 token, they cannot rug pull anymore. And then Onigiri Kitty, you earn Cardano every day, 3% sell tax, and another 3% sell tax is used to burn the token. So almost 1% of OKI is being burned. So it's burning the token. It's give you Cardano. The 4 token is USDT. You earn USDT every day based on the volume. So kung may volume na $10 million, 3% of that is spread to all the holders. Now, why is that exciting? Kasi alam mo, Katecoin, when we were buying Katecoin at 7 zeros, when it expanded, yun ang peak siya nung 21 cycle, Katecoin hit $100 million. So can you imagine if your crypto city $100 million a day? 3% sell tax is $3 million. So $3 million, gagamitin yan ng token to buy USDT or to buy Cardano, and then i-distribute sa mga hodlers. So the expansion in the trading volume follows the expansion in the price. Like I said, when we get to the Bitcoin halving towards the parabolic phase of this, so this is the time to bodega. Now, if you're rich, if you have $20 million, or like you're Michael Saylor, just buy Bitcoin. You know, Michael Saylor, he has billions. He just buys Bitcoin because he has so much money that he doesn't have time to worry about whether he should buy Shiba versus Dogecoin or something like that. But if you have only ₱1 million, 20 million pesos, or 5 million pesos, then mag-umpisa ka muna sa Bitcoin. Maybe buy half a Bitcoin, buy 2 Ethereum, buy 3 BNB. So you have your core holding, buy 20,000 ADA. So you already have your foot in the door. Later, if Cardano is higher, it's easy to add because you bought Cardano at 25 cents. So when it's at 50 cents, maski bumili ka sa 50 cents, yung average mo, kalahati lang, correct? So it takes time to build your portfolio. Like ako, I was lucky because I listened to this guy who used to attend TAP, and he bought 1 million Cardano at by the way, he was the one who did the coding for 4 token for me, right? For the group, no? So kami, this guy is very good. He bought Cardano at 1 cent, and he said, "Can you look at Cardano?" That's when I started to look at, and I bought a lot at 5 cents, 6 cents. I saw Cardano go to $3, and that was my best performing. It outperformed 23x. Maraming tapas got 23x from Cardano. We never sold. I sold a few, but I see Cardano as a multi-cycle coin. So parang you have money, you can buy Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, let's face it, 2013 pa yan, you should have bought Bitcoin, you're 10 years late. You should have bought Ethereum 2017 with the $7. You are 5 years, 6 years late in Ethereum, right? Cardano can just take off the cycle. INJ can just take off the cycle. Bitcoin can just take off the cycle. So there are a lot of coins. Nagbuelo rin sila. You have that big swing that I showed you. Pili ka doon, 5-5, so you have a total of 10. Big caps and small caps, so you're balanced. Maski walang mangyari sa low caps mo, yung lumipad yung 5 ko, bawi ka rin, di ba? So That's how you manage the risk. It's how you diversify it, not over diversify it.
Gemily LVR, that's their answer. Now, Sir Tony, I have one more here from Luzmar Gabor. Can you recommend an investment platform for crypto and NFT?
Investment. I'm not so focused on the platform. Be honest. What do you mean, like an exchange, like finance? People
Mm-hmm.
use finance. You know what I did is within Tap, I formed this Tap door to door. The Tap door to door is for the gurams like me, about 50 years old, about 45 years old. We just give it to the millennials of Tap to buy deposit in their BDO, BPI, Union Bank, and they just buy the crypto for us. So we give 200,000 peso, we give them a fee of 2,000, 2,000 ganyan. So they just buy for us. So parang ako, I'm not focused on the platform. The platform doesn't, if you don't know, have the mindset, you don't know what to do, the platform, I don't have a Binance. All my crypto is in a wallet. I have a transaction wallet. Sorry, can you see this?
Yes, that's it. That one.
I have a transaction
There you
wallet
go.
on one phone. That, but I have one phone that is my vault. No TikTok, no public Wi-Fi, no emails, nothing. Maybe messenger lang so I can talk to. And then my millennials buy the crypto for me. They send it to me. If I'm selling, I give it to them. And I give them 2,000, 3,000. So in other words, no excuse. But it's not about the platform. It's more important you know how to hodl, you're pasensyoso, because this cycle is 4 years. 3 years bull, 1 year bear. The bear is very bad. The bear is 80% collapse in Bitcoin. For the low-cap gems, it's 99%. And people say, Tony, why do you like Bitcoin? Sabi ko, because it collapses 80%. So what do you mean? Look, when you buy blue chips, during bear markets, the blue chips collapse 10, 15%. Malaki na yan. But in a bull market, it only goes up 20%. Right? It's the ones that collapse 50%, 70% in the bear market. When it gets to the bull market, it goes up to 3x. Right? So if Bitcoin is collapsing uh, 80%, gusto ko yun. Because yun ang buwelo niya to do 5x, 6x later in a bull market. So I'll tell you, people know this, and if you follow me in Tap, you know this in 2020 is when Bitcoin was collapsed, I was trying to buy $3,000, my first Bitcoin, then it went to 6, then 3,000. I ended up buying at 3,000, then it reversed. So I said, wow, I bugged the lot. But I sold that, I bought at 8,000 and 6,000, 6,500. It stayed there sideways for 4 months, 5 months, then it collapsed again. And I still kept buying. There was another crypto that collapsed 99%. That's NPXS Pundix. You know, kasi Pundix at the time was affiliated with some of the other tokens. So yung Pundix na yan, yung NPXS, collapsed 99%. You know what I did? I bought a lot of Pundix because it collapsed 99% compared to my Bitcoin. Yung 2021, NPXS, tappers there, they know, they made 50x, 70x on Pundix. Yung 1 centavo naging 50 centavo. Why? Because it collapsed 99%. So, yung mga nag-collapse ng 99% as a trader, when the market conditions change, people say, ay, mura yan, 99% kumulapse yan eh. Diba? So, para nagiging attraction ngayon, it's almost the same logic as basura stocks in the PSE. You know, people buy Dabi, APL, kasi nag-collapse yan ng malalim, diba? May ganon mentality. Because once everything has gone up, rising tide lifts all boats, susunod yung nag-collapse more. And so, like my best example of this is Cardano. Diba Cardano now is kagalang-galang? Before, they were saying, rug pull yan si Cardano. Cardano 2017 peaked at 134. Ang buwelo niya, all the way to 1 cent. Hindi ba parang rug pull na yun? Hindi ba parang meme coin na yun? Hindi, protocol yun eh, di ba? First layer protocol si Cardano, correct? So, that's the thing I'm trying to explain to you. Crypto is volatile, but that's exactly why this is the future. Because when I was in the PSE, 1986, I was still young, but 1990, I got into the PSE. I saw the same thing. The mega world would collapse from 4 pesos to 47 cents. May ganon. Yung second liners, ang lalaki ng collapse niya. But if you found the right call, mega world is 100 billion, 120 billion market cap. So the time to have bought mega world, when it had 3 buildings. The time to have bought Jollibee was when it had 20 stores. one of them in Mega Mall. So Tata kept buying Jollibee at 5 pesos. And wala na yun eh. We cannot go back to those days eh. Ano pa mabibili natin? Diba? That's why I told my get out of the PSE. But sa crypto, everything is new. Now, NFT, let's talk about NFT next year. When you have made 20x, 10x in Cardano, in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, in BNB, especially BNB, then let's talk NFT. Because if now, hindi ka pa kumikita, susugal ka na sa NFT, hello, you know, NFT is art, di ba? If you buy artist, you buy a Bandcamp. Maybe only one artist would be a Bandcamp. Right? I mean, that's the, as a trader, it's all a betting strategy, di ba? You buy 5 artists who graduated from UP who are good. Some of them will give up, become an actor, become something, and then wala na yung art mo. Ano na, hindi na sila nagpuso, naging OFW, you get me? But one of them becomes Bandcamp. So that's NFT. Not all will fly, and so I don't advocate that as a betting strategy. Kumita muna tayo sa sure ball. And the sure balls are right in front of us.
Thank you, Sir Tony. Let's go. Thank you, Sir Tony. Let's go for the sure ball. Another question here, Sir Tony, from Carlos Gonzalez. What's your take on speculating on shitcoins?
Alam mo yung shitcoin word, you should never use that. You know, the people who use the word shitcoins, they're also not very good traders. Diba? If you use the word shitcoin, it's like the person who says, you know, kayo masasamang tao ko kasi ako nagsisimba ko araw-araw. Hindi lang. Diba? To brand somebody a shitcoin, o yan, prostitute yan, Mary Magdalene, ako nagsisimba ko araw, that's bullshit. Come on. Let's all grow up, diba? Cardano, again, collapsed from 130 1 cent. At that time, everybody was calling it a shitcoin. There was a time even Peter Schiff was calling Bitcoin a shitcoin. Diba? Ethereum is also a shitcoin. Diba? We've been through that, but you don't know which one will be the gem. Diba? So how do you know? Did you know Shiba Inu, when it was practically at less than $1 million market cap, it would become billions in market cap? You didn't know that. Then who are you to call it a shitcoin? Diba? So people use the word shitcoin. To me, they are the laggards. They're not good traders. Because a good trader is always open-minded. A good trader is always doesn't brand anything. He's not focused on branding anything, a shitcoin or what. He just does DYOR with an open mind. Because the people who do their DYOR will always lamang sila. It's like these people who always say, you know, vaccine, conspiracy theory siya kasi anti-vaccine, anti-mRNA, anti-like that, anti-the COVID, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so where are we now? Diba now we found out the COVID was actually man-made. It was man-made in Wuhan. Diba? At that time, no, the COVID came from bats. So in other words, what was before the shitcoin, hindi pala. Diba? Gem pala yun. And the other way around, yung kala lang everybody nakagalang-galang na everything is, ulok pala yun, like Sol, Luna. I have a friend who lost $6 million in Luna, yung Luna and USD. Because it was not a shit. How many people lost money in FTX? So it works both ways. You must never go into this game. Yan shitcoin, tapos ito naman kagalang-galang. Like it's hindi pala FTX. But I don't have that approach. That's why I don't trust anybody. I mean, I love Binance, but I don't have any Binance account. I'd rather pay the 2,000, 3,000 pesos for someone to buy it for me and send it to my wallet. Why am I like that? Because I don't want to leave anything in Binance. You can never tell. So I don't assume anything. I certainly will not assume that the guys who said get mask and vaccine is really always right. It's not true. If you see the war now between Elon Musk and the Khazarians, a lot of things is coming out on Twitter. That's what it tells you. A lot of the things that are fed to us by mainstream media is bullshit. Because mainstream media in 2016 called Bitcoin a scam, garbage. Kevin O'Leary. Everybody was saying Bitcoin scam. The JP Morgan called Bitcoin a scam. That's exactly why I love Bitcoin. Right? Because when the mainstream media, like I said, the Khazarian globalists want to attack Bitcoin because it is the panglaban against the petrodollar. The printing of money left and right. And I'll tell you guys, you think the printing of money is good. It's very bad for you. You guys have been left behind. If you're 20 to 35 years old, you got screwed. I'll tell you how you got screwed. When you were, think of it this way. When there's an asset inflation, the people who have a house, lamang sila, the people who have property. So when there's inflation, let's say 10% inflation, and your house is 10 million, it's now 11 million or 12 million. Di ba you made 2 million? But if you only have you have a salary, 50,000 or 70,000 a month, may inflation ka na 10%, yung sweldo mo mas maliit. Wala kang hedge against that inflation. Right? But a house in 2010, a friend of mine, his house in Forest was worth 250 million. You know, that same house is 1 billion. The house of Manny Pacquiao now, he bought it 300 million, 400 million, it's now worth $1.5 billion. Okay, why? Because they keep printing money. So if you're buying a dream house, you know, you're 26 years old, you're saving your money, and you want to buy that house in Nuvali, that lot in Nuvali, or that house in wherever, you got left behind. Maski na anong sweldo mo, it doesn't matter. Lamang pa yung somebody, mas maliit ang sweldo niya sa'yo, pero he bought Nuvali 2010 at $6,000 per square. Right? So I have many stories like that where, you know, you have to be very careful of your mindset. That's why in TAP, I always try to open people's mindset. We're completely against property, your first dream house that you're gonna buy. And then you're gonna buy NFT. So yung NFT na hindi lumipad. So what happened? Paano ka na ngayon nakabili ng dream house mo? But if you had bought the right crypto, or maski Bitcoin lang, if you had enough money, and it went from 6 cents to $3, nakabili ka ngayon ng first dream house mo. That's why we're here. Right? That's why we're here. So I'm just saying this because I have so many followers. Sir, why don't you trade stocks? Okay, how much money can you make trading PSE stocks now? Diba? The market as a whole is not expanding. When I told my followers to go to Bitcoin, 2018, the market cap of the PSE was $300 billion. $300 billion. Alam mo, market cap ng PSE ngayon? 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 5 years, $3 billion. A market cap ng Bitcoin ng 1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So if you do the wrong things, it's very dangerous, but also you have to guard against being too judgmental or biased, because, you know, everybody laughed at Mega World in 1996. Two buildings lang yan. Who is Mega World? Oh, now Mega World is 160, 2,700. You really can say, all you have to do is let the market buy for you. So buy 5, the one who loves you back, the girl who loves you back, put more with her. Diba? You date 5 girls, ito, medyo parang hindi ko type ito, hindi ako tinitext agad. The one who is attentive to you, the one who didn't love her back, the one who is making money for you, the one that is moving well as we go to the run-up, that's the one you love back. It's that simple. And they're losers, your laggards, the shitcoins, sell them. Try to find a way to sell them. Diba? But if I'm gonna say, ito yung shitcoin, tapos ito yung nag-love me back, oh, nasa ka ngayon? Diba? It's like, ay, ang girl yan, ano yan parang ganyan-ganyan lang yan. Tapos siya parang si Pia Wurzbach. Siya nanalo sa Miss Universe. So, what I'm saying is, cannot, basta let the market tell you. You keep paying attention to the market will talk to you. Do not listen to your ego. Listen to the market. The market is better than your ego. Kasi ang problema ng most traders, ego. Alam ko yan, this NFT will fly, ito will fly. Di ba, how many people in Twitter, just buy Bitcoin. Parang lahat sila genius. The point is, the market is smarter than all of us. We are all just students of the market. Let the market show us. So if you bought something at $1, it's now $2, it's moving well, and then you're hearing good news in Twitter and why it's moving, then swerte mo, then you should be adding to that and getting volume in that. It's that simple. So sabi ko sa top is, the dumber you are, the better. Because in my experience, the ones who go to top and are CFAs, MBAs, PhD, I was an MBA, I'm more than MBA. I empty the cup because you're trying to use a methodology, you're trying to be a genius, parang you know everything, and you brand everything as a shitcoin or ito, basura stocks. Sa stocks, ganoon din ako basura stocks yan. And then, dinili pala ni Bloomberg na lumipad. So, I'm just saying, ni Bloomberg, just be guard. And so you really have to remove a lot of the preconceived notions.
Well said, Sir Tony. Thank you. And
Okay.
for our last question, Sir Tony, I have here,
Yes, sure.
what from Carlos Gonzalez, what do you think, Sir Tony, of XRP, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu?
Okay, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, the reason why I'm not buying them, because their market cap is in the billions. So if a market cap is in the billions, Bitcoin has to really fly for that 1 billion market cap coins to go up to 4 billion or 5 billion. You understand what I'm saying? So parang in the billions na market cap nila, sa top 50 na yan. So parang it's like buying blue chip. So I have nothing against them. except that they're not going to do 30-50x for me, like NPXS, di ba? So kung gano'n, bibili lang ako kay Dano, correct? Kasi pareho sila in the billions like they're in the top 15. So that's why I have categories Yung mga high market cap, they're safer, pero they will not jump 20x, 30x, and more. Now, XRP, XLM, something's happening now with this, the BRICS versus the petrodollar cabal. The ones pushing central bank digital currency, SWIFT, IMF, it's the same guys. They want to control the world through their petrodollar. They can print money, go to war, do all these things, and they just keep printing money. And meanwhile, they have to work 2 shifts now. So in the States, it's quite clear why are couples working 2 shifts? Because we got off the gold standard, right? So, and then we have the guys, BRICS, Russia, China, they want to go back to gold. Currencies backed by gold. Saudi Arabia, my currency is backed by oil. So, hindi yung monopoly paper money lang. Diba? So, there's this shift. I'm hearing some news that XRP or XLM will be used for this next, anti-CBDC, or it could also be with CBDC. I don't know who wins. Ethereum is sort of with the WEF now. So Ethereum is an INJ, mga WEF coins yan. So kami sa top, alam namin yung mga WEF, yung mga nasa Kazayan side, at ano naman yung anti, like Bitcoin. Galit na galit sila sa Bitcoin. Si Gensler is a deep state actor. Si Biden is a deep state puppet. Diba? They report straight to the Kazayan Jews, the central banking cabal. Yellen is the same thing. Ang kalaban nila, Putin, China, tinidor na ng China ang Kazayan Jews. Before they were, you see, now, China went to Putin, shook his hand, the next 100 years will be different. Mohammed bin Salman is critical because he's now, he's accepting petrodollars lang. He's accepting China and Russia to vote for oil. Diba? That's something. So these guys are not pushing the fiat scam, petrodollar scam. They print money and, it's all the same scam. Someday I'm going to talk to you about something. Can I mention something?
Sure, sir.
I will tell you that there's so much scam that if you really realize what's in the matrix, masyashock ka. So sa crypto, gising na kami. Pero sa those normies who are just watching mainstream media and they think the US dollar is safe, it's not an IOU by the Kasayan Mafia, they don't know. But I will tell you this. Do you know the US taxpayer has sent $1 trillion to NASA? Right? Now, someday I will tell you why NASA that's a money laundering thing like Ukraine war. Right? It's a money laundering thing. If you believe that Nixon called the moon in 1996 using a landline, then you're not awake. Right? You're asleep. Right? Nixon called the moon via a landline in 1969. There are no cell towers in the moon. Between Earth and the moon is space vacuum. Right? So, I mean, if you really are awake now, you'll realize that this war is, Elon, prosecute Fauci. I mean, this is a war between these two. Now, XRP, XLM, I bought some XLM kasi mas mura yung XLM. Because I'm betting, baka nga gamitin yung XLM sa the new monetary system. It's called quantum financial system that they're also being pushed. But I'm just putting the pieces together. I don't have a conclusion yet. All I know is that the BRICS, the new guards, are winning against the old guards. All I know is that Ukraine is already lost. Russia already, this is what's scary, is Russia hit this Leopard tank. They took over the Leopard tank. And you know who was driving the Leopard tank? The crew were Germans. So you also have this situation where Ukraine can escalate into the real war because the Ukrainians are not fighting that war anymore. Hinihila sila sa kalye, lumaban ka sa front, they're fleeing, going to Romania. And then you have NATO who's trying to escalate the war because they need to distract us. And they like wars because then we're dependent on the petrodollar. So you have a lot of this is going on. So I'm saying, if you follow my I see a situation, pag nag-collapse na yung petrodollar, Bitcoin can be a global reserve currency. And I don't know about XRP, but I bought some of those. I bought Cardano, but I would buy some XRP kasi mura naman XRP if you really like XRP and from what you're hearing. But I feel it's too much of parang wala siyang scarcity. Kasi one of the reasons in crypto NFTs is may scarcity. Yung NFTs, scarce yun. Yung ano, you cannot overprint that, di ba? So scarcity is one of the reasons why Force Park is 1 billion. Because Ayala cannot build Force Park anymore in Makati. They can build it in Nuvali, they can build it in Pampanga. Nobody can build Force Park in Makati anymore. So the Makati villages, Green Hills, Corinthian, they became valuable because the government doesn't build enough roads. The traffic is so bad. You cannot commute. You have to be in the city, right? So that's why the condos all sprang up like that, and they're all doing okay. Diba? So kailangan scarcity. It must be scarce enough. Unlike yung Kazayan world, they just print money left and right. Walang scarcity ang US dollar. And if you notice, we also printed during the pandemic under the 30 PRRD. Diba? So that's why your peso has no value today. Diba? Dati, 1,000 peso, I can be in Greenbelt for one week. I'll watch a movie, I'll eat there in Greenbelt. Ngayon, mag-order lang kami ng Grab Food sa McDonald's kasi tinamad magluto yung wife ko. Push yung 1,000 ko. You know what I mean? So, you have to, there's a lot of this going on. So, as a wealth creator, focus rin kayo sa scarcity assets. A Bencab now is 25 million. So, there are assets na they're just scarce. Like, sorry to say this, pero like Sanso. Sanso now is gone because he's also old. I don't know if he passed away, but yung artist na nag-pass away, parang Bitcoin yan. Wala nang supply. Then puputok yung value of that art. There's a little bit of that. So you look at the age of the artist and ano yung kanyang stock to flow ratio, parang Bitcoin.
Sir Tony, you have been dropping bombs, and thank you for that. I think it's best to
Yes.
follow him. Everybody, please follow Sir Tony Arbosa on Twitter and connect with him for more details. And that's it for this session, Sir Tony. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for all those who are in. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Show some love to this session. Please exit this one and move to the next agenda, and we will see you there in a bit. Sir Tony, thank you so much.
Thank you
A
also,
lot of
Myron.
details. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Everybody, thank you so much. See you there on
Bye.
the other
Bye-bye.
side. Thank you, Sir Tony.